everybody! Today we will crochet the Flowertastic shawl. It has a beautiful lacy pattern that works up fast and we will give it a picot border. We can make this version or we can make the Flowertastic pocket shawl version for this. We can make pockets and a fringe. The pocket motif tutorial has been linked below. You can also adjust the size and decide whichever version you want to make. The written pattern along with the timestamps has been linked in the description box below. This is a step-by-step beginner-friendly tutorial for the shawl with pockets. Hello and welcome to Let's All Crochet. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope you enjoy. To crochet this shawl, we can use any DK weight or lightweight yarn. So any weight 3 yarn is okay. Now this is the yarn that I am using. I'm going to leave all the details in the description box below. Each skein of this yarn has 100 grams. It is about 290 meters or 317 yards of yarn, and this is 100% acrylic yarn. And this is the shade of the yarn 8422. So this is the other material we are going to need: a 5mm or an 8 size crochet hook, scissors, measuring tape, a tapestry needle and some pins or stitch markers. We are going to use these to attach the pocket onto the shawl. This is a small schematic for our pocket shawl. We are going to begin by chaining the length. So we are going to chain this long part and then we are just going to repeat the rows till we reach the required width of our shawl. So the length of my shawl is about 66 to 67 inches and it is about 18 to 19 inches wide. We are going to begin with a slip knot. So we can make this however we want. Once we make our slip knot, we are going to chain 304. So we are going to chain the length of the shawl. So if you want to alter this, you can chain any multiple of 12 plus 4 for this shawl. So I am going to chain 304. To chain, yarn over and pull through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So continue till you have the number of chains you want and I will meet you once you finish. Now I've finished making my chains and we're going to count our chains and make sure we have the correct number. We're going to begin with a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. So the loop on the hook is not a chain. Count 4 chains. 1, 2, 3 and this is my 4th chain. So in this chain we will make a double crochet. Yarn over first. Insert your hook into the top loop. Yarn over and pull through. We have 3 loops on our hook. We are going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Now we have 2. We are going to yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops on our hook. So this is our first double crochet. Now this chain 3 that we had skipped, we are going to count this as a double crochet as well. Now we are going to chain 1. So yarn over and pull through. We are going to skip the next chain and into the next chain make a double crochet. So we can see that we have worked in this chain, skip the next chain, into the next chain, make a double crochet. So this is going to be a repeat pattern for this row. We are going to chain 1, then we are going to skip the very next chain and into the next chain we are going to make a double crochet. We are going to repeat this again. Chain 1, skip the next chain, into the next chain, make a double crochet. So in the same way, continue doing this till you reach the very last chain. I will meet you at the end of this row. So as you can see, I have reached the end of the row by repeating the same pattern. Your last double crochet must be in the last chain. Now let's go to row 2. At the end of row 1, we have 152 double crochet and 150 chain spaces. Let's go to row 2. We are going to chain 3 and turn our work. So 1, 2, 3. And this is going to count as our first double crochet. And now we are going to turn our work. Now once we turn, we're not going to work into this very first stitch because this chain 3 is counting as our first double crochet. So we have a chain 1 space next and in this space we are going to make a double crochet. So yarn over, just insert your hook directly into this chain 1 space and make your double crochet. So we have made a double crochet in the chain 1 space. Now we are going to chain 1. We are going to skip over this next double crochet that we see and jump to the chain 1 space again. And in the space we will again make a double crochet. So yarn over first, go into the space and make your double crochet. So now we are just going to continue repeating the same pattern. We are going to chain 1 first, jump over this next double crochet, go to the next chain 1 space and make a double crochet in the chain 1 space. So we are going to chain 1, go to this next chain 1 space and make a double crochet in it. So continue in the same way till the end of the row and I will meet you at the last stitch. So I've reached the end of row 2, made a double crochet in the last chain 1 space. After this, we're going to chain 1. Now skip the next double crochet that you see and come to this chain 3. Now in the third chain, we are going to make a double crochet. So we can count the chains 1, 2 and 3. Or right after this double crochet, the next chain that we see is where we're going to make a double crochet. So yarn over, make sure you insert your hook into the chain. I'm going to go below 2 loops like this. Then I'm going to yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through the last 2. Now this is the end of row 2. So at the end of row 2, we have the same stitch count as row 1. Let's go to row 3. We're going to begin with a chain 3 again. 1, 2 and 3. Turn the work. So row 3 is going to be exactly like row 2. We're not going to work into this first double crochet because our chain 3 is going to count as our first double crochet of the row. In this next chain 1 space, we're going to make a double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook into the chain 1 space and make your double crochet. We're going to begin our repeat pattern. We're going to chain 1, skip the double crochet, and into the chain 1 space, we're going to make another double crochet. Do it again. We're going to chain 1, skip the double crochet. In the next chain 1 space, we're going to make a double crochet. So we're going to continue repeating this pattern till the end of the row and I'm going to meet you there. I have reached the end of row 3. We're going to end it in the same way as row 2. So I've made a double crochet in the last chain 1 space. Then we're going to chain 1, skip this next double crochet and jump to the chain 3. Now we're going to count our chains. This is the first chain at the bottom here. This is the second chain. And this one here is the third chain. Or right before this double crochet, the chain that you see is where we're going to make our last double crochet. So make sure you insert your hook into the third chain. And this is the end of row 3. Now let's go to row 4. We are going to begin with a chain 3. 1, 2 and 3. And now we are going to turn our work. So row 4 is going to be a little different. We're just going to double crochet in this entire row. We're not going to work into this first stitch because this chain 3 is going to count as a double crochet. Now we are going to make a double crochet in this chain 1 space. So yarn over into the space, make a double crochet. So there are going to be no chain 1 in this row. We're just going to make a double crochet in the next double crochet in the next chain 1 space, in the next double crochet in the next chain 1 space and so on till the end of the row. So yarn over, go to the next double crochet. Now to see this double crochet clearly, we are just going to turn our work like this so we can see the V. We're going to insert our hook and go below both the loops of the V and make a double crochet. Go to the next chain 1 space, make a double crochet. The next double crochet, we're going to turn our work a little bit so we can see the V. Go below both the loops of the V and make a double crochet. Continue in the same way till the end of the row and I'm going to meet you there. So now I have reached the end of row 4, made a double crochet in this last chain 1 space. Next we have a double crochet. So we are going to make a double crochet in this double crochet as well. Yarn over, make your double crochet, and now we have reached our chain 3. So we are going to find our third chain. This is my first chain, second chain, and this on the top here is the third chain. In this chain we are going to make a double crochet to end this row. And this is the end of row 4. At the end of row 4, we have 302 double crochet. Row 5, we are going to begin with a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn the work. As always, we are not going to work into this very first double crochet because this chain 3 is going to count as our first double crochet. Now from the next double crochet, we are going to make a double crochet in the next 5. So start here, yarn over, 1, into the next 2, into the next 3, into the next 4, and into the next 5. Now we are going to begin the repeat pattern for this row. We are going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip the next 2 double crochets. So we have worked in this double crochet. We are going to skip 1 and skip 2. And in this next double crochet, make a double crochet. So we have made 1 double crochet and we are going to make 9 more so that we have 10 in all. So we are going to make 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So we have made 10 double crochet in all. We are going to repeat the same pattern again. Chain 3, skip 2 double crochet and make a double crochet in the next 10 stitches. So chain 3 first, skip 1, skip 2. In the next double crochet, we are going to make a double crochet. In the next double crochet, make a double crochet and continue till you have 10. So I will meet you once you have 10. So I finished making my 10 double crochet. Now we're just going to continue repeating this pattern. So next we're going to chain 3. We will skip 2 double crochet and then make a double crochet in the next 10 double crochet. So we're going to continue repeating this pattern till we reach the last 8 stitches of this row. I will meet you there. To reach the end of this row, I have only 8 stitches left and this is my last repeat of chain 3 and then 10 double crochet. After this, we are going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Skip the next 2 stitches and in the next stitch, yarn over. Go to the next stitch, make a double crochet and continue making double crochets in the next 4 till we reach this chain 3. So we have 5 double crochet in all, counting from this first double crochet, and in the third chain of the chain 3 we are going to make our last double crochet of this row. And this is the end of the row. If we count all these chain 3s, we are going to have 25 because our pattern has 25 repeats. Now let's go to row 6. So from row 5 onwards, we're just going to count the pattern repeats and we're going to have 25 for each row. If you are enjoying this pattern, please hit the like button so that this video can reach more people and let me know in the comments if you want similar video. Row 6, chain 3 and then turn the work. We're not going to work into the first stitch. The chain 3 is our first double crochet. So we're going to double crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2 and 3. So we have 2 double crochets left. We're not going to work into these 2 double crochets. So let's begin our pattern. Repeat now. Chain 3. Skip these 2 double crochet and jump to this chain 3 space. And in this space, we're going to make a single crochet this time. So just insert your hook into the space. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through. We have 2 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through both. So this is a single crochet. We're going to chain 3 again. 1, 2 and 3. Now we're going to skip the next 2 double crochet. So skip and skip. And in this double crochet, we're going to make a double crochet. So yarn over, skip these 2 in this next one. We are making a double crochet. We're going to make a double crochet in the next one, in the next one, in the next one, in the next one, and in the next one. So if we count all these double crochet, we're going to have 6. So now we're just going to repeat this entire pattern till the end of the row. We're going to begin with a chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip these 2 double crochets, jump to the chain 3 space, make a single crochet in it. So insert your hook, make your single crochet. Now we're going to chain 3 again, skip 2 double crochet in the next double crochet, make 1 double crochet and continue making double crochets till we have 6 in all. We're just going to continue repeating this pattern till the end of the row, and I will meet you 2 stitches before the last chain 3 space. So I've reached the end of the row. This is my last chain 3 space and I'm 2 stitches before it. So this is my last pattern repeat here. Now let's continue. We're going to chain 3 again. Skip these 2 double crochets, jump to the chain 3 space, make a single crochet, chain 3 again. Skip the next 2 double crochet. In the next double crochet, make a double crochet. Make a double crochet in the next double crochet, a double crochet in the next. So we have 3 double crochets in all. So after these 3 double crochet, we have reached the chain 3, and in the third chain, we are going to make our last double crochet of this row. Row 7, chain 3 and then turn the work. This chain 3 is going to count as our first double crochet. So after we turn, we're not going to work into this very first stitch. We're going to make a double crochet in this next double crochet. And now we're going to begin a repeat pattern for this row. So we're going to chain 3 first. Skip these next 2 double crochet, jump to the chain 3 space and make a single crochet in this space. So insert your hook and single crochet. Chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to jump to this next chain 3 space that we see here. Ignore the single crochet, just jump to the next chain 3 space and make a single crochet in it. Now we are going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip the next 2 double crochet that we see, and into the next double crochet we're going to make a double crochet. And we're going to make another double crochet in this next double crochet. Now this is the end of our pattern repeat. So this is what it looks like right now. So now we're just going to continue repeating this pattern till the end of the row. Let's do it together once again. So we're going to begin the repeat with a chain 3. We're going to jump to this chain 3 space. Remember, we're going to skip over these 2 double crochet. In the space, make a single crochet, chain 3, Jump to the next chain 3 space, make another single crochet. Now we are going to chain 3, skip the next 2 double crochet. In the next double crochet, we are going to make a double crochet, and in the next double crochet as well, we will make a double crochet. So now we are just going to continue repeating this pattern till the end of the row, and we will see that this very last stitch is going to fall in the chain 3. So the pattern will fit perfectly till the very last stitch. I will meet you there. It's the end of the row, and I want to show you the very last repeat. So I made a chain 3, skip the next 2 double crochet, made a single crochet in the chain 3 space, then made a chain 3, made a single crochet in this next chain 3 space, made a chain 3. We're going to skip these 2 double crochet, then we make a double crochet in this double crochet, and last we have our chain 3. In the third chain of the chain 3, we have made our last double crochet of the repeat, and as you can see, it fits exactly. Now let's go to the next row. Row 8, we're going to chain 3 and then turn our work. This is going to count as a first double crochet. We won't work into the first stitch. So now we're going to make a double crochet in the second double crochet. Now we're going to begin a repeat pattern for this row. So we're going to make 2 double crochets in this chain 3 space that we see here. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the space, make 1 double crochet, yarn over, insert our hook into the space and make 1 more double crochet. Now we are going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. We are going to jump to the next chain 3 space and make a single crochet in it. Now we are going to chain 3 again. We are going to jump to the next chain 3 space and make 2 double crochets in it. So yarn over, insert your hook into the space, make your first double crochet. So as you can see, I just hold the bottom like this to make it easier to make a double crochet. So I've made 2 double crochets in this last third chain 3 space, and we have 2 double crochets next. So we're going to make a double crochet in this double crochet and a double crochet in the next double crochet. Now this is the end of our repeat. So we're going to continue repeating this pattern till the end of the row. Let's do it together once more. So we're going to begin our repeat by 2 double crochets in the first chain 3 space. You can just hold the bottom here to make it stable. Now we're going to chain 3. Jump to the second chain 3 space and make a single crochet. Now we're going to chain 3. Jump to the last third chain 3 space and make 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. Next we can see we have a 2 double crochet. We are going to make 1 double crochet in the first one and 1 double crochet in the second. And this is the end of our repeat. So we are going to continue repeating this pattern till the end of the row, and I'm going to meet you there. So I've reached the end of the row, and this pattern also fits perfectly till the very last stitch. So I'm just going to show you my last repeat. I've made 2 double crochet in this first chain 3 space, made a chain 3, made a single crochet in the second chain 3 space, made a chain 3, made 2 double crochet in this third chain 3 space of the previous row. Then I've made a double crochet in this double crochet, and last we have reached a chain 3. In the third chain we have made our last double crochet to end this row and to finish the last repeat. Let's go to row 9, chain 3, turn the work. Chain 3 is going to count as our first double crochet as always. We will not work into the first stitch. Now we are going to make a double crochet in the next 3 double crochet. So this is our first double crochet, don't work into it. Go to the next double crochet, make a double crochet in it. Make a double crochet in the next double crochet and a double crochet in the next double crochet. So we have a chain 3 and 3 double crochet. Now we are going to make 2 double crochet in this first chain 3 space that we see. 1 and 2. So after we finish this, then we are going to begin our repeat pattern. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Jump to the next chain 3 space and we are going to make 2 double crochet. 1 and 2. After this, we are going to jump to these double crochet that we see here. We are going to make a double crochet in all of these 6 double crochet. So starting from the first double crochet, make 1, go into the second 2, into the third 3, 4, 5 and 6. And now we have reached a chain 3 space. So we are going to make 2 double crochet in this space. Make 1 double crochet and make 1 more. And this is the end of our repeat. So let's make the repeat pattern once more together. We are going to chain 3, jump to this next chain 3 space, make 2 double crochet in it, 1 and 2. Now we are going to make a double crochet in all of these 6 double crochets that we see next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're always working below both the loops of the V of all the double crochets. And now we have reached this chain 3 space. So we're going to make 2 double crochet in it. 1 and 2. And this is the end of our repeat pattern. So we're going to continue repeating this pattern till we reach the very last chain 3 space of the row. So I will meet you once we reach the last chain 3 space. So as you can see, after the very last repeat, I have reached my last chain 3 space. We're going to continue. So we're going to chain 3, make 2 double crochet in the last chain 3 space, 1 and 2. Now we're going to jump to these 3 double crochet and make 1 double crochet in all these 3, and then we are going to make a double crochet in the third chain of the chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and now this is the last double crochet of this row. So at the end of this row, this is what our pattern looks like. Now let's go to the next row. Row 10, we are going to chain 3 and then turn our work. This is going to count as our first double crochet. Now row 10 is a double crochet row. We are going to make double crochets in this entire row. We're not going to work into the first stitch. From the second stitch, start making double crochets in all the double crochets. So make a double crochet, make a double crochet in the next double crochet, and we're going to continue till we reach the chain 3 space here. Oops. Make sure you go below both the loops. So now I've reached the chain 3 space, and in the chain 3 space we're going to make 2 double crochets. So in all the chain 3 spaces of this row, we're going to make 1 and 2 double crochets. So continue, make 1 double crochet in all the double crochets. Once you reach this chain 3 space, make 2 double crochets in it, and continue in the same way till the end of the row. I will meet you there. Remember to end the row with a double crochet in this very last chain 3 stitch. Now if we count all our double crochets, we are going to have 302. Row 11, we are going to chain 3 and turn the work. this chain 3 counting as our first double crochet. We're not going to work into the first stitch. So let's go to this next double crochet and make a double crochet in it. So yarn over, insert your hook, make a double crochet. Let's begin the repeat pattern for row 11. We're going to chain 1, skip the next stitch and then double crochet in the next stitch. So we're going to skip this next double crochet and make a double crochet in the next double crochet. Repeat it again. We're going to chain 1, skip the next double crochet and double crochet in the next. So continue doing this till the end of the row and I'm going to meet you once we finish. So I've reached the end of the row. I have a double crochet and my chain 3 left. I'm going to chain 1, skip the double crochet and end by a double crochet in the third chain. So this is the end of row 11. Basically, we have made the first row here and we are going to make 2 more rows of this mesh pattern. So we are going to repeat row 2 and row 3. So row 12 is going to be like row 2 and row 13 is going to be like row 3. Row 12, we are going to chain 3, turn the work. Then we are going to make a double crochet in the chain 1 space. Chain 1, go to the next chain 1 space, make a double crochet. Chain 1, go to the next chain 1 space, make a double crochet and continue till the end of the row. It's the end of the row and I just want to show you what I've done for the end, exactly like row 2. Made a double crochet in this last chain 1 space. Then I made a chain 1, skipped this next double crochet and then in the third chain of the chain 3 I've made my last double crochet to end this row. Let's go to row 13. We're going to chain 3, and then turn our work. This chain 3 is going to count as our first double crochet. We're going to make a double crochet in the chain 1 space, chain 1, double crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, double crochet in the next chain 1 space and so on till we reach the end of the row. We've reached the end of the row and then in the same way make a double crochet in the last chain 1 space, chain 1, skip this double crochet and make a double crochet in the last chain or the third chain of the chain 3. So I just want to show you this is what our pattern looks like right now after we have made the first 13 rows. And now we are going to begin our repeat pattern. So we have made these 3 rows. So we are going to start repeating from this row. So we'll start repeating from row 4 till we reach row 13. So we are going to make this entire pattern and then this mesh pattern. So start repeating from row 4 to row 13. I'm going to repeat from row 4 to row 13 3 more times. If you want a wider shawl, you can repeat it more times, and if you want it to be more narrow, you will repeat it fewer times. I'm just going to start the very first repeat with you. We're going to chain 3 and then turn our work. This is a double crochet row. Now we're going to make a double crochet in this chain 1 space. Make a double crochet in the next double crochet. Make a double crochet in the chain 1 space. Make a double crochet in the next double crochet. So we are going to make a double crochet in all the double crochets and all the chain 1 spaces till we reach the end of this row. So this is row 4. Then we will make row 5, row 6, row 7 and so on till we reach this last mesh row. And we are going to continue till we finish the entire width of our shawl. I will meet you once we finish. So I've finished all the repeats and now we are going to continue with the border for the shawl. So when the slip knot is at the bottom left, this is the right side of our shawl. So we are going to make the border on the right side. We are going to work the border in a round. So this is where I have finished and now we are going to begin working the border from here. We will go along the short side, then go along the bottom of the shawl, then go along the next short side on this side and then along the top of the shawl. So now we are going to make the border. I'm just going to turn it sideways again. This is the short side. Begin with a chain 1, yarn over and pull through. And now at the side of every row, we are going to make a single crochet and a picot stitch. So let's start. At the side of this first double crochet row, insert a hook like this, make a single crochet. And now we are going to make a picot stitch. So we are going to chain 3 first. 1, 2, 3. And now we are going to slip stitch to the first chain that we made. So you can see this is our first chain, this is our second chain, and this on top is the third chain. So go to the very first chain. At the bottom here is the single crochet. We're going to go into the first chain, into this first loop that we see here. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through, and then pull through the loop on our hook. So basically we have made a picot stitch. And now we are going to go to the second row. So this is our first row. This is the side of the second row. Insert your hook into the side. Make a single crochet. Make a picot stitch again. So we are going to chain 3. Go to the first chain. Go below only one loop that we see here. So basically I'm going to insert my hook into the V like this, and to the first loop that we see, yarn over and pull through, and then pull through the loop on the hook. So we have made our picot stitch. Go to the next row. See, we have made a single crochet in this row. Go to the next row and make a single crochet. Now we will make a picot stitch. We are going to chain 3. Find the first chain. Insert a hook into the chain, into this first loop like this. Then we are going to yarn over and pull through. And while pulling through this loop, we can just hold the chain here like this, so it is easy to pull through the second loop like this. Go to the next row, make a single crochet. Next we are going to make a picot stitch, and in the same way at the side of every row we will make a single crochet and a picot stitch, a single crochet and a picot stitch. So continue till you reach the end of this side, and I will meet you once we finish. So I'll meet you at the corner stitch. So I've reached the last row now. So you can see my single crochet and my picot stitch at the side of the second last row. This is my very last row, and here we have a slip knot, and this is where we had started. So in this stitch we are going to make 3 single crochets and picot stitches. So let's do it. Just insert your hook into this gap that you see. Make 1 single crochet and make a picot stitch. 1, 2, 3. So in the same way, in the same gap, we will make 2 more. 1 single crochet, and 1 more. So as you can see, I've just turned my work, and now we are going to work along this bottom chain, along this long side of our shawl. For this long side, we're only going to make a single crochet and a picot stitch in all the chain 1 spaces. So we won't work at the bottom of the double crochets. So this is a chain 1 space. This is where we have worked in the corner. We have made 3 single crochet and picot stitches. Go to this next chain 1 space, insert your hook, make a single crochet and make a picot stitch. Now we are going to go to the next chain 1 space, make a single crochet and make a picot stitch. So in the same way, in all the chain 1 spaces only, we're going to continue making a single crochet and a picot stitch. I will meet you at the end of this side. So I've reached the end of the long side. You can see I made a single crochet and a picot stitch in my last chain 1 space, and now we have this last gap here that we see between the chain 3 and the double crochet. So we're going to make 3 single crochets and picot stitches in this gap. So let's do it together. Make 1 single crochet, I'm going to turn my work. In the same gap, make another, and in the same gap, 1 more. We've reached the short side again, and this side is going to be exactly like the other short side. So we have finished working into the corner. Go to the next row, and at the side of the row, we're going to make a single crochet, a picot stitch. So at the side of the next row, single crochet and picot stitch. At the side of the next row, a single crochet and a picot stitch. So continue, and I will meet you at the end of this side. So I've reached the corner stitch again, and here we are going to make 3 single crochet and 3 picot stitches along with the single crochet. Then we will turn our work, and we have reached the long side again. So we'll make our 3 single crochet in the corner stitch first. I'll meet you once you finish all these 3. After we finish our 3 single crochet and picot stitches, we're going to jump to the next chain 1 space, which is here, and make a single crochet and a picot stitch. Single crochet, picot stitch. So now in the same way, we're going to continue along this side. Single crochet and picot stitch in this next chain 1 space, then in the next, and so on till you reach the end of this side. So I've reached the end of this side, and this is the end of the round of the border. So we can see this is where we made our first single crochet along the short side. So what we're going to do is go back to the same chain 1 space here and make 2 more single crochet and picot stitches. So make 1, then a picot stitch, make 1 more single crochet and the picot stitch. And now we are just going to join by a slip stitch to this very first single crochet. So this is our single crochet. We're going to insert a hook below both the loops of the V of the top of the stitch, yarn over and pull through, and then pull through the loop on the hook. And this is the end of the border. So now we are going to leave about 4 to 5 inches of the yarn and then cut it. We're going to take the hook and then pull it. So we're pulling out a loop. Last we are going to weave this tail end in. So we are going to take our tapestry needle and we want to push this yarn to the wrong side first. And then on this wrong side we are going to weave it in. So I've just turned my work over. I'm going to take the needle and just go 3 to 4 times in the opposite direction with it. So you want to continue doing this till the yarn is weaved in firmly. Once you finish, you're going to take a scissor and cut the yarn off. The pocket and the fringe are optional. The pocket is made out of a motif, so I'm going to link it on the top right of the screen and in the description below. So you can go to that video and make the pocket. Then come back here and then attach it. Now we are going to attach our pocket. So first we are going to decide exactly where we want to attach our pocket. Place it on the shawl where you want to attach it. So we want to make sure the pocket is in the center, have the same number of rows on this side and on this side, and it should be the same distance from the bottom on this end and on this end. We're going to take our 4 pins and mark the 4 sides of the pocket where we want to attach it, and we're going to take a 40 to 50 inch piece of yarn. So we're also going to make sure that this is the right side of the shawl and this is the right side of the pocket before we attach. Next we are going to take our 40 inch piece of yarn. Start attaching the pocket here, move downwards, move across and then move upwards. We're going to leave the top open. I've just turned my shawl a little bit so I can attach the pocket with ease. I'm going to start from here. This is the top of the pocket and here you can see the bottom of the shawl. So we're going to start attaching the pocket here. I'm going to take the needle and from the wrong side where we want to attach the pocket, we're going to insert it into the shawl first and then the pocket. Then I'm going to tug on the needle. We're going to leave a small tail end here. We will weave this in later. So now I'm just going to follow a row of double crochets so that I sew in a straight line. I'm going to take the needle, insert it first through the pocket, then the shawl, then come out through the shawl and then the pocket like this. Tug on the needle. Do it again. First the pocket, then the shawl, then come back. Tug on the needle. So we're going to continue in the same way till we reach this corner. Then we're going to go across and then finish the third side. We're going to leave the top open. So I will meet you once we finish all 3 sides. I've finished attaching the pocket on 3 sides. The top is open. Now we will turn the pocket to the back and we will just weave in the tail end on the back of the shawl. Now in the same way as this first pocket, we're going to attach the second pocket as well. So now in case you want to attach a fringe and you want to make a single crochet border on the smaller sides so you can attach the fringe easily, this is what we're going to do. So we will begin the border a little differently. We're going to chain 1, turn our work and work along the shorter side first. So we're going to start with 2 single crochet at the side of this first row. Make 1 single crochet and 2. Go to the next row, make 2 single crochet. So in the same way, we're going to make 2 single crochet at the side of every row till we reach the end of this side. Reach the end of the small side, and along the long side we want to make our picot stitches. So in this corner stitch, we're going to make 1 single crochet first. Then we will make 1 more single crochet and we will make a picot stitch. Make 1 more single crochet and a picot stitch. Now continue along the long border in the same way. We're going to make a single crochet and a picot stitch in all the chain 1 spaces. So for the fringe, we're going to take 3 strands of yarn and each strand is about 12 inches long. We're just going to fold these 3 in half like this. We're going to form a loop here. So I'm going to attach the fringe on the short side in the single crochets. So into the cornermost single crochet, we're going to insert a hook. Now this is the right side and on the other side is the wrong side. So from the wrong side, we're going to insert a hook and bring it to the right side. Go below both the loops of the single crochet. Now we're going to catch these 3 loops on the hook. So this is the loop that we had made by folding the yarns, and now we're going to pull it through. Now pull out a long loop, and now we are going to yarn over with all these 6 strands and pull it through this big loop. Now you can just tug to tighten. So we have attached our fringe. So in the same way, I'm just going to skip the next single crochet and attach a fringe to the next single crochet. Skip the next and attach a fringe to the next. Or at the side of every row, I'm just going to attach 1 fringe. So once we finish this entire side, we will go to the other short side and do the same. Thank you so much for watching. Here are some similar videos you may enjoy. Have a nice day.